Hey everyone, I'm Sarah with Fisher Price Ranch. First off, hit that subscription button down below and the notification bell for updates on our next videos. So our last video that you saw, we got the buck pen pretty much done. So now we're going to set up the electric. So I'll show you how I'm getting started. Alright, so I've already done a little bit of the tedious work, which is just to put all the clips on the fence where I want the electric to go. So that's what all the yellow clips are, and there's like a bajillion of them. So I just went ahead and put those on real quick. They're pretty simple to mount on a T-post. Pretty self-explanatory. You want them nice and strong on there. They clip around a lot of different angles to hold on to the fence on your T-post. Now, if like in some spots I don't have a T-post that I could put it on where it'll mount correctly. So for the fencing I use, this will hold it sufficiently right on the fence itself. And so anyway, all that is done. So now we have to move our electrical box where it's going to go, which in this case it's going to go in this corner over here. So it's by the house, which has the electric. And then we got to run the wire, and you want it to be all one loop as best you can, because the more loops you have, the less likely that you're going to have the full strength of the electric working. So because of our setup, we're going to have to do 2 loops. So one loop, what we do is the electric will be there. We'll run it down and across this line, all the way around, and then down to that side and back, so it stays in a loop. And then we'll continue to go around pretty much like that. So, and then we'll like, for the corners will come this way, down to the edge, go up, and then go back over, up over the fence, and then on the same thing on this side of the fence. So then we'll come back down, and then go down, and then over, and then keep going. So that's how it's gonna work, and it's a pain in the butt, but once it's up, it's real nice. So let's get started. Actually, first off, real quick, I'll show you a couple more things we did get done. So I got the water trough over here, went ahead and filled it full, so that way it's ready. And then I fixed the feeder. We put wood up instead of that metal, so that way we don't have any possible cuts on the goats. And we went ahead and filled it up full of hay, so it's ready for them. And then we're still got to do the house, but the playground is all finished. Filled in all the holes so nobody can get a leg caught. So they have like a little ramp to run up on, and then they can jump around kind of on here. They lounge out on these as well, and they can kind of get up into the tree a little bit. This tree is slowly dying. Half of it's already dead, so it doesn't bother me that I get them up there into the leaves. They pretty much cleared out most of the trees. We kept all the live ones. So I'm sure eventually the last, 6 trees that are in here will die off, but it gives them a little bit of shade for now. Alright, so we're going to have our electrical box right here. So just to get started, I'm just clipping some extra wire on the fence, and then we're running it this way. And it's easier with 2 people. So I'll walk around and I'll clip all the hot wire onto the clips and make sure it's not touching the fence while he runs the wire for me, because that spool is pretty heavy. Now when you do your hot wire, you want to keep it all one giant loop, and it's a pain in the butt to go around certain things, but the more loops you have, the less likely that your hot wire is going to work. So now on corners, I'll just bend the wire a little bit at a 90 degree.
Am I going all the way over?
Yeah. And unfortunately, we have to go around this tree. Alright, and then we're going to clip here. So sometimes on corners, depending on how it clips, I will wrap it. And then go down in between, and that just holds it, and it holds it nice and tight all the way along. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go down. So if you turn around, and then we're going to go back the other way. And this one holds nice and tight, so I don't have to wrap that. And then I'm just going to bend it so it stays away from the fence here. And then I'm going to make my corner. So I'm just going to bend the wire a little bit. And then we're going back this way. And once you get the hang of it, it goes pretty fast. And once we get to this point, we may have to add, see now this clip isn't very strong, so I got to reconnect it on here a little bit better. I'm going to go around that and then clip it, and that'll hold it. And then I'm going to tie around that one. Go to this corner.
Hold on, keep it up.
Oh. Okay. Go on this corner. And then we'll go around this one. There we go. And that'll keep it away from these poles. But I may have to go back later once we're done and just make sure that I don't have to add extra clips anywhere else. Alright, so the way we do it is to go up and over the fence is I have my gap here so it's not touching, and I just use my 2 clips to go up and over, and then now we're going to go this way. The reason I don't go through the fence is because I can't fit the spool through the fence to keep it all one loop. So I just do it that way. It takes a couple extra clips, but it ends up working a lot better. So this one I'm going to go ahead and wrap it around one and then go down. So as you can see, we've already got this whole side. That whole pasture is done. And now we're working on this pasture. So now I'm going to take my wire and come down here. And we're going that way. Alright, so now we're at the point of connecting our electrical box. Now we have our pole into the ground a couple of feet. That's our ground pole. And we have our wire that goes to the pole, to the green, which is our ground. And then the whole loop that we just did all the way around the whole buck pen, you connect it to itself, so it's one giant loop. And then you take the other end and you connect it to here. Now when you connect it, you want to make sure it's nice and tight around that screw, and it's got a little space here, and then so that way it fits down in that space. So when you put your nut on here, it'll hold it nice and tight in there. And you just get it as tight as you can. And that's how you connect your hot wire. Now that everything is connected, I'm going to do my walk around, and I've already found one spot. So I've got my bag of clips here, and you can see that the fence goes really, or the wire goes real close to that fence. So we're going to put a clip here just to hold that out. And I'm going to walk the whole thing and just check all of it. Now, we already had some hot wire on our outside fence just for our property. And so that's its own loop. And then we connected it right here into this hot wire. So it went through the fence, and you just make sure it's not touching. You have at least, a good gap in between. And we also did that with our gate for the back of our fence over here. But now I'm just going to do my quick walk around and make sure it's not touching the fence anywhere, and then we're good to go. Alright, so now that we've finished all the electric, we just have to finish a few things on their house, but it's ready for them. So now we're going to bring the boys over. Come on, boys. Come on.
Here, take it.
Come on, boys, let's go. Yeah, let's go check out your new home. Come on. Come on. Hang on. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Good boys. Come on. There we go. All right. Here we go. So all we gotta do is put their little house here up on top and secure everything, cover the walls, and it's good to go. What do you think, boys? I know it looks a little crowded at the moment. And Thor's back with his boys, so he'll be a happy dog. What do you guys think, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, Thor.
It's a new area, dude. Fixes reach over his ear.
There you go. Good boy, Thor. Well, the boys are out there checking out their new pen. Eventually we'll be able to plant pasture out here. And they'll have this pasture to that fence, and then from that fence all the way over to that far fence over there. So they'll have two pastures. What do you guys think, huh? Alright guys, well I hope this video was helpful with the electric, and we'll keep the videos coming. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.